just introduced what they claim will be the next generation of BMW design, and it's exciting. The iX3 is BMW's newest addition to their electric family. It'll sit next to the iX and XM models, and the gas variant is still available if you can't do EVs. Now, BMW has been going through the ringer when it comes to design for like the past 2 years, it feels like. But let's talk about the iX3. Like I said, the iX3 represents the next generation of BMW design for sedans and SUVs. The new iX3 follows what BMW calls Neue Klasse design language, which is a design language BMW has used before on vehicles like the historic 1600. BMW has taken those design elements and modernized them for modern day. This is most evident when you take a look at the grille, which mimics the 1600s grille and other classics to a T. What's so interesting about these design choices is BMW's decision to backtrack on what they've been doing with design for the last few years. Instead of continuing to enlarge the grille, which has looked better on some cars than others, BMW has taken it, shrunk it, and redefined it to mimic those older BMWs, those classic BMWs. And they've said we can expect to see this new/old design language on all models eventually. So maybe this is them realizing that timeless, refined design is better than striking design that relies on the bizarreness of it all to excite the customer. Whatever the reason may be that they're leaning the way they are, I'm excited for it. The iX3 looks good and unique compared to most cars on the road, which we need more of. And paying homage to vehicles of the brand's past is always a good way to go. They've done that in a very authentic way here. They've not only reminded us of who they are, but built on it as well. What is different than past models, however, is virtually the rest of the vehicle. The design is very smooth out and crafted nicely. I especially love how unique the taillights are, meaning just close enough in the middle without connecting. And the headlights are nicely integrated into the faux grille. Overall, as far as exterior design goes, I feel like they've done just enough with this new model to push the envelope in ways they needed to. Now, the interior is where things get a little crazy. But once again, I feel like BMW is being fun / a little weird, pushing the envelope and designing with care, which is good. While the interior doesn't really harken back to anything we can highlight easily, it's pretty cool. The first thing you'll probably notice, if not the numerous screens, is the steering wheel, which is just bizarre. First of all, the steering wheel connects to the center from the top and bottom, which I can never recall seeing before other than maybe on some old school cars back when we had retro design. So that can be considered BMW using vintage elements on the inside. But also you may notice the buttons flanking both sides of the steering wheel don't actually connect to the rim, which all of this combined just makes for an interesting look. Very intriguing. Whoever is running the BMW design team and the execs there, they're just kind of letting anything go through at this point, and I'm really living for it. Next thing you'll notice is the behemoth right under the windshield. And if you're like me, you probably thought, oh, it's a widescreen like in the Lincoln Navigator or the Escalade, but you'd be mistaken. What we're looking at is a 43-inch piece of darkened windshield that information is projected onto. Insane. Like, they had no reasons to do it that way, but they still did. I don't know how important it was to do this or how reliable it'll be in comparison to a screen, but nonetheless, you gotta admit it's pretty cool to think about. The regular info like speed and mileage is displayed right in front of you, then you can pick the widgets to stay up there based on what you like. Then below what BMW calls panoramic iDrive, the screen you can actually touch will be the angular 17.9-inch screen that BMW has installed all their newest software on. What I like about this interior, like I said, is how distinctive it is, or at least aims to be. You'll notice the Model 3-esque vent spanning the dash, but it also has acceptable materiality. Beyond that, another interesting thing is the shifter, which is a switch right in the center console, integrated with all the other buttons. It just looks kind of weird, not standing out in any extreme way. Now let's talk power and range. The first variant BMW will offer of the iX3 will be the 50 xDrive, which will have 2 electric motors. They'll combine to give you 463 horsepower and 476 pound-feet of torque. BMW estimate that this means this spaceship looking thing will go 0 to 62 in 4.9 seconds. Not bad. The battery will have 109 kilowatt hours of usable capacity, and it'll be able to go 400 miles for US, while the European with WLTP standards will get 500 miles of range. The battery will be able to charge up to 400 kilowatts, which they continue to boast will also be able to add 231 miles of range in just 10 minutes, which I'm not gonna lie is very impressive. Alright, now to conclude things. I really like what BMW has done here. They've taken this opportunity with an electric car to debut this past honoring design language, and had a little fun with it too as far as the interior design and tech. They gave us a little bit of a sneak peek of the design changes coming when they gave us the gas X3 about a year ago, but I think this definitely expresses it better. But let me know which one you think is better. Now, BMW apparently has either hinted at or said that this same design style will shape the future of the 3 Series, which makes me super excited. Imagine a retro-looking, modernized version of something like the BMW 1600 or the 80s BMW 320i. It would be so cool, but only time will tell. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Do you think BMW could have done anything differently, and are you excited for BMW's design overhaul? The iX3 will start at $60,000, so do you think it's worth it? Let me know. Anyways, y'all have a good one. Please leave a like and subscribe if you made it this far. Y'all, I'll see y'all later. Bye.